In this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to go from somebody who's like, I can't even draw a stick figure. How am I supposed to draw a body? To somebody who draws their body in 30 seconds and can do the whole scan in less than 5 to 10 minutes. So let's take a look at like the typical stick figure right here. What do we not like about this? Well, to me, one of the biggest issues right off the bat is that it's really thin. Like there's this like big head, but the rest of it is just nothing. It's like the body doesn't matter at all. The only thing that matters is maybe like the thoughts or the things up in this brain. And yeah, no, I'm trying to get away from that. I give my head enough attention already. The first thing you can do to get away from this is actually use a thicker writing device, like a marker. And then you can also slow down instead of just like hurriedly and scratching it in. But it's still thin. There's still no meat to this body. If you can draw a star, you can draw a body that has weight. Here's what I mean by that. How many of you have drawn a star before? Like this? Probably everyone. All right, let's look at that star. Let's do it again. Do the star again. And then I'm gonna put a little circle up there. If I color that in, it's starting to look a little bit like a body. Let's go onto this page and watch how you can transform from a star to a body. Okay, start with the thing that you know how to do, a star. I'm gonna give myself a little bit of practice round. The next thing you do is you're going to do that same star, but you're not going to have the lines cross. Okay, give yourself some practice for that. The next thing you're going to do is the head on the star without that sharp top. And then the last thing you're going to try is play with the proportions, make the legs a little bit longer, lift the arms up, and now you've got a body. You can obviously put the arms in any position you want and just play around and have fun with this. Okay, we're going in with the star vibe. A lot of times I see people just go too fast. They're like, okay, I hate my star, it sucks. Just go slow. Go slow. Try to line up the points with each other. The slower you go, the easier it will be to do that. So once you've practiced that a few times, now I want you to come down and practice over here. And what you'll probably start off with is something that feels a little bit like, I don't know, the points don't line up. Well, don't get discouraged here. Just go slow. And especially if you're using something that has grid paper, notice that you can actually use the grid to your advantage. Like you can line up where the points end. So go there and there. And okay, look, I messed up here because, well, it's not even messed up, but it's just like, this is what I'm noticing. So this point should really be in the center of that. It's not, that's fine. But now that's information for me next time so that I can make it a little more aligned. So let's try it again. I'm gonna go up and maybe like that. And then I'm gonna actually try my best to kind of have that be in the center. Okay. That's pretty lined up. That's solid. All right. Now we're gonna move on to the head, the star with the head. So when you make your head, act like you're doing a C, like a C shape that's kind of on its side, and just leave a little bit of room for the neck. And then you put the arm out, in, you do a leg, down, down, arm. Okay, this is looking solid. Let's just keep going. What happens if we make the head like wider? Okay, or the legs shorter. All right, interesting. I'm not sure that I like that, but I tried it. Let's make the head again Let's make the arms really thin this time, and then let's make like the legs really long and see what happens. That's looking more like a person. You know, the head needs to be lined up a little bit better over here, but you get the gist. All right, and then let's see if we can now, instead of the arms going straight out, maybe they go up. You can do both if you want, and then join the legs at the bottom. That's another technique for making it a little bit more symmetrical, is if you do both arms back to back, then it's much more clear to see where the legs have to be in the middle. And then the last thing you can try is, let's say I want to, I don't know, make it look like it's jumping. Just play around with how you can shape the legs and the arms. So this is not meant to be perfection. It's just meant to go beyond this to this, so you can express yourself and find ways to notice what you're feeling in your body and where. Okay, so what is a way I could actually use this in my journal after I've practiced it? One way that I like to use this is a body scan. So I put my head here. I'm going to bring my arms down and then up. And then you can also give it feet. Instead of having just the sharp leg, you can give it feet if you want. And now I've got this body that I can sit here and I can grab another marker and check in with myself and where am I feeling what? Let's see. Let me take a deep breath and think. My head, I feel a lot of competing thoughts in my head. What are those thoughts? All right, those are some of the things that are, some of the thoughts that are swirling around in my head right now. As I go down and continue the body scan, I notice that my heart feels kind of warm and radiating. So that's interesting. Even though I'm feeling a little bit uncertain and frustrated, my heart is radiating. So what's that about? Okay, I'm gonna keep going down the body. Got the hands kind of radiating a little bit of an essence. Then I'm noticing some tingling down my legs of anticipation. Then my feet, they feel ready. Now I have this body scan and I can give it a date. Now I have this page that I've created to get present and check in with myself and my body and get out of my head and notice what there is to notice. Once you have this page done, you can also play around with whatever markers or pens you have and see if there's a specific color and or shape that comes out for the word. So for frustration, that's the thing that comes to mind for me. It's brown and it's like, ugh. Uncertainty feels gray. It's like not very happy and it's kind of feeble. So I'm just gonna go with that. Feels feeble and gray. Willingness feels much more vibrant. So I'm gonna go with a lime green, and willingness to me right now feels like a triangle. Like it's got a point to it. It's ready to go. Pride feels very warm to me and it feels solid. So I'm going to do a square for that one. And then sincerity feels pink. And that one, I'm going to do a heart. Okay, power. Let's go with red for power. And I'm going to do fire for that one. I just think that fire is very powerful and transformative, which I like. Anticipation is a little bit like double-edged. I'm going to go with a dark blue, and I'm gonna go with a spiral because I'm not like, it's like kind of cool, but I'm also not quite sure. And then readiness feels like I just want to surround readiness with yellow. It's like excited and ready to go. All right, now you've got more color on the page. You're starting to play with symbols. You're starting to play with shapes. If you like it, you can leave it like this, or you can even give yourself a little bit of space to write. I'm gonna write myself a little journal entry here that says, I finally finished tutorial number 2. And that's it. That can be a journal entry. It literally doesn't have to be more than that. I will add a little bit of underline to this to make it feel like this was sort of the lined area that I gave myself to write my entry. And that's, I mean, there you have it. You got this other page. You can do another one over here. You can doodle over here. You can keep practicing your body vibes over here. This is just a really, really, really fun way to check in with yourself. Use colors, get creative, feel present, and make a journal entry all at the same time. The body is a technology. So many times, things that my mind refused to tell me, like it knew, and my mind was like, no, that's not it. You don't need to end that relationship, body knew. You don't need to let go of that job, body knew. And now, when I feel things in those same places in my body, I'm like, oh, I know what that means because I've taken the time to start to learn that language. Super helpful. You can do this before work so that you're not cold plunging into that day, or you can do it after a long day of work, or you could do it before and after and have a page for both and just see how your day started and ended.